What's up everybody and welcome back to the channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Tonight I will be making dinner for Ashley since she's always making dinner for me whenever I'm at work. I'm going to be making some pork chops on the grill, some mashed potatoes, and some mac and cheese, and some hot bread, so y'all tune in. I went ahead and I prepped the meat already. I'm sorry I forgot to put that on the video, but I went and seasoned it and I just slapped it all in the bag. And we're headed out back. This grill I've had now for maybe like 2 years. Ended up making some steaks and all of that. Here is actually all reliable. It's the OG grill. You guys will not believe it. Well, I actually found this grill next to the dumpster of my old apartment. Somebody tossed it out because I think they were moving. It was in bad shape. Worse than what it is now. I just tightened up all of the screws and bolts. And it did its trick whenever I started out learning how to smoke meat, whenever I learned how to actually work on the grill. I didn't spend a whole lot of money getting, something that's high tech. This is how I learned. I also like to use this, the fire starters for the charcoal. And shout out to my neighbor, or my old neighbor at least. He ended up giving me a whole bag of these ready to go lit briquettes. I never use these ones because I'm skeptical, thinking that you can taste whatever it is that's inside that ignites it right away in the food, but no, you really can't. I opened it for the first time when I cooked steaks last week. Works pretty good. Like I said, it's not my go-to, but we're res like that. We use whatever is given to us and we ain't complaining. So this is stuff that I enjoy doing, being outside and grilling, especially during the summertime. But if you ask Ashley, I actually grill year round, even when it's snowing. If I feel like grilling, I'm gonna grill. It's something I enjoy. I've always watched my uncles do it, how they maneuver the fire, how they take care of it, and how everybody enjoys their cooking. I've always wanted to be that guy. I always want to be that cousin or that uncle. Cool. Shout out my Uncle Carlos. He actually made me a smoker out of, I think it's a water heater. It's pretty long. It's pretty long smoker and homemade. That's what I really appreciate. He also made me another one too out of a barrel. So I have two smokers. Who knows? Maybe later on down the road, I'm actually going to come at you with some smoking videos. How to smoke brisket, how to smoke ribs. It's a long process, but at the end of the day, once you finish it and everybody gets to enjoy the food that you make, that's like the biggest reward in itself. Say hi, boy. Peeling potato video. Let's do this. As far as I can remember, growing up, we've always had potatoes around. The saying goes in our household is no matter what, always make sure you have lard, always make sure you have flour, eggs, and potatoes. Because if you have those essentials, you will never go hungry. You will always have something to eat. And this is something that I just carried with me today. Potatoes and Spam, potatoes and sausage, potatoes and ground beef, potatoes with pork. See, growing up at my grandma's house, when my grandma would cook, I would always look forward to her making, actually what I'm making tonight, which is kind of ironic, pork chops with some potatoes.
Red chili gravy?
Yeah. So we have the whole menu set out with just potatoes. I know it ain't the most healthiest.
But we don't eat potatoes every night.
But we don't eat potatoes every night. That's just one of our guilty pleasures growing up from the res. We kind of just always got to have something like that within our grasp. Potatoes and onions. We got potatoes and squash. If you can think about it, Navajos have pretty much done it with potatoes.
Prairie dog.
Potato soup.
Prairie dog.
Old school, they used to have prairie dog, prairie dog with potatoes. I don't know how relevant that is nowadays because back in those days, there were some dark times. Everybody was starving, there were famines everywhere. So there was a lot of a lot of stuff that we had to adapt to on the res. But whatever it is, meat and potatoes is a go-to. I should have timed myself with this because I ain't gonna lie, it's pretty quick. I'm pretty fast with this. And now we are done with the potatoes. Putting the bag up. Keep that bag off to the side just in case there's other stuff you gotta throw away. We are trying not to be messy tonight, people. Okay, let's get in there. See how the charcoal is looking really nice. I'm gonna rotate some of them so we can still see charcoal. If it ain't bluebird, we ain't want it. See us res kids, like when we're gonna make some bread, we always make sure to use bluebird. This little container has all of the flour in it. Nice little mixing bowls. Alright, we're gonna eyeball this. So we got the flour and the baking powder all in, whatnot. I need to toss in a little bit of salt. Honestly, don't know why salt has to go in there at all, but like I said, I do not question the process. I see my mom do it like this. See my grandma do it like this. Everybody does it like this, so we're gonna do it like this. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And remember to use some hot water when you are mixing it into the flour. Put it in and just start mixing. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. You don't want to add in too much water, because if you add in too much water, then it's going to get real mushy on you. And if you don't have enough water in there, it's still going to be powdery. A lot of people get scared and they just keep on adding water and adding water, but you just got to fill out the dough first. Feel the consistency. And you gotta listen for your ancestors, for them to tell you when to stop. So this is what it looks like right now. But it's gonna start coming together once we start kneading it more and more. So right now we're kneading the dough. The consistency and the texture is all gonna fall in line. I'm just showing y'all this here on the vlog because there's a lot of people out there that believe men don't know how to make bread, that men don't know how to cook, they don't know how to do this for themselves. And I'm here to show you guys that there's still dudes out there being taught this simple, basic form of survival. And we do carry it on. And this is also an educational video for everybody. So I'm doing this in between the grill getting ready and me tossing on the meat. That's the sort of timing I'm on. I'm trying to keep everything on a tight schedule. But if y'all check this out, see this dough right here? This is what it's coming out to. Welcome to the L.O.G Res cooking channel. You are cooking with L.O.G Res himself. I'm just giving y'all a little something. So right here is the dough. The consistency is really good. See, it's not mushy. It's also not too hard. And now we're gonna let it sit inside of here. And we're gonna use grandma's old trick. We're gonna put the bluebird flour back over it. So the water is coming to a rolling boil. So we're gonna add the potatoes into the water. And it's gonna hang out. And that is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. To clean the grill, you can put some vegetable oil or canola oil onto some paper towel. Then you can put that across the grill and it will take off all of that gunk. And we just run it right over. This is just something that I do every single time that I grill. Sometimes I like to get the lemon, like a lemon or a lime. Anything that's acidic, because the acidity and the citrus fruits, they really break down the gunk that hangs out on the grill. And we got the coals all nice and hot. Right now, the meat has been on for maybe like a minute. I'm not gonna do too much to it. See, right now it's sizzling up. It's that fat is the one that wants to ignite. And if that happens, all you gotta do is literally just close it. You know, kind of like let the flame die out. And when it does, you're able to just open it back again. So I started learning how to cook on the grill, watching my uncles. My Uncle Carlos, my Uncle Sonny, they can get down on the big grills, but they have a grill and you just put it over your own makeshift pit, which could be cinder blocks and charcoal. And they just slap that big grill over the top of it and we cook a whole bunch of mutton. So how we do it is whenever we butcher our sheep, we invite over all the family, all the cousins, all the uncles, all the aunties, and we cut all the meat apart, break it all down, process it, and then we're gonna slap them all on the grill, all the insides too, you know, that you eat, the blood sausage, the head, everything. Nothing goes to waste. But shout out to them, my Uncle Sonny, my Uncle Carlos, for teaching me this stuff, because it's an art. Anything that requires you to try and fail, anything that requires trial and error over and over and over again until you finally get it right, that's an art right there. Always have a flashlight handy. Good. We're mainly looking at the color of the meat and even on the sides. Now we are gonna go for the flip. See, that one's in a hot spot, so I'm gonna move this over. I'm gonna put this one in position to get hot. Turn that one over. Oh, that one's nice. So this one, I'm gonna keep moving this way because I don't think that one's not the color I want it to be yet. Ooh, and what do we got? See, my Uncle Carlos is the one that taught me this. He's the one that told me, like, you know the hot spots of your grill. You know which side is hotter than the other one. So use your head and make sure to rearrange the meat in a way where they're all getting the heat that they need to be so they can all finish at once. Like I said, this is an art. So for this grill, I leave the door open just a little bit because there's also another opening at the back end of this. So, but when you have it all the way open, I feel like air doesn't get into those back parts. So I kind of tilt it a little bit so air can go in constantly. That way the charcoal can remain lit and the heat can stay consistent. I gotta bring you guys along whenever I smoke some meat because that one's a process in itself. I normally do it for, I would like to do it for 12 hours traditionally, but I can't really set apart 12 hours of my day like that. You know, I end up doing 6 hours. 6 hours I do that. So next time I decide to smoke some meat, I will bring you guys along for the journey. Let you guys know how I decide what rub to use, how I prep the meat. And now we're gonna take some off of our big dough, and I'm just gonna fill it out and see what size I should be pulling off before I start actually, making it. So I use the palm of my hand first, get that in the center, then I peel it off and I just kind of start pressing. This is very similar when you're making pizza. As you do this, people think like you're just showing off. So the faster you can go, the more flatter it comes out, the more evenly distributed it is, so that way you can make some good bread. Little tiny piece that I pulled off of the dough, I ended up making this little tiny tortilla. There you have it. That was our first one. Let me go see if the meat is ready to get off of the grill. And here we are. We got the meats. So even though I'm confident in my cooking, I always go through it with the food thermometer, and especially with pork and chicken, you don't want to eat those undercooked. Yep, 145. Perfect. So all of those ones are done. I envy all the ladies that do this every day, especially whenever their family comes home to dinner every evening. Because this ain't easy. If it was easy, then everybody would be having bread all the time. And remember, I'm just doing this just to entertain y'all. This is just some some content that I felt like I could easily share, so why not? None of this stuff is ever to show off. It's just simply because now as a YouTuber, I feel like I just have so many ideas that I could just show everybody, especially when it comes to res living or res life or the culture about the res. I talk about it so much in my music, but I don't really think people, especially outsiders, know like the concepts of it. It's the little stuff, you know, it's just its own entire world. Their entire generations growing up around this continuous pass down of knowledge. And if you ask me, that's the most fascinating thing that I can think of. Never really crossed my mind until I came out here to school and I started realizing people actually get paid a lot of money to study us every year, and I figured I could study ourselves for free. If you ask me, I feel like everybody should know this. I ended up flipping these and they're coming out pretty good. I like the color of it. So now I'm gonna let it finish it up on this side, and now I got like 4 more to go. So we're in the home stretch, everybody. Alright, now we're gonna take that off. Got drain those. Slap in that butter. And now we are going to mix. Some people add milk, but I mean, I don't really care to add milk in the mashed potatoes. Last dough. It's a little tiny one. It's all good. We did not waste food over here. In a weird way, it's also the same thing. It evenly distributes all of the dough. So if y'all want to make giant 16-inch tortillas, that's how you do it. And now we're gonna slap these on the grill. Be right back. So the bread just finished, and it came out pretty good. The mashed potatoes, we got it close to how mom makes it. Almost tastes like that. The macaroni cheese is finishing up. The meat is resting. So we are there. Thank y'all for tuning in. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. If you haven't yet, check out my new album, L.O.G. It dropped a couple weeks ago. The numbers are going up, and I appreciate y'all for that. That's telling me that y'all are getting the word out for me. You guys are looking out for a res dog, and I can't thank y'all enough. And I'm gonna have a lot more videos coming, but for tonight I just wanted to show y'all how I'm cooking dinner. Now, word from our sponsors, and this is one of her latest creations. Colorado Rockies license plate. She makes custom license plate. She has her professional packaging. She's hustling out here. Look at this. Look at this. You see this? Who else is moving like this? She done invested in her business, so y'all meet her halfway and buy her product. She has a whole lot of tumblers. She's been getting orders on the daily. So if you want an order, I suggest you put in an order today or tonight, because you'll be getting it in about a week or two. So if you're looking for something for like a birthday party, if you're looking for something to take to work, something to establish your style among your peers, hit us up today, so that way you could have it within a week or two, and you can go about with your own style. You can show your own little swag on your cup inside your own little cubicle, or maybe you're a heavy equipment operator and you're cruising around doing some heavy equipment operator stuff. You might want your own little custom cup. Tap in today. We got the hummingbird on the cup. That one says Shema on it.
Ojibwe.
We have the Ojibwe bead style.
Pueblo Sister.
This one is the Pueblo Sister design.
Pendant Love.
Pendant Love. Look at that. Let me get the detail. All the colors are nice. It glitters. It shines.
And this is Res Girl Vibes.
Res Girl Vibes. Y'all heard it here. Check this out. What we got on there? Oh, we got Navo basket. We got hot Cheetos. We got a basketball and a sheet with some blueberry flour. And can't forget about this Spam. Y'all tap in today for some of this Res custom made tumblers. Shout out to Turquoise and Spurs for sponsoring this video. For also helping out with the L.O.G Res merch. This company does a lot from the very beginning for $4.91 entertainment. So that's one thing that's unique about our companies is that both of our companies were started, you know, by us. Keep bringing y'all quality product that you guys want to buy, that you guys want to consume, and continuing on. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for allowing me to have a platform to speak on a whole lot of res stuff. Mashed potatoes made from scratch. Yes, we just did that. And you cannot forget the bread. Especially for ranchers, you know, we really prefer meat. Meat, potatoes, because we have very long days outside. We're taking care of the animals. We're going about our day-to-day outside, working outside consistently. So I cannot tell you how good this meal would be if, you know, me and my pops were outside doing something with the horses or doing something with the cows, or even just working on a project around the house all day, and then we come inside to dinner to my mom making something like this. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Till next time. Here's the end result, everybody. The food is all plated and all ready to go. I do not cater, so do not hit me up. This is all for me and my family. Thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. Don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe. Peace out.